All right, hello everybody. This is Frank again, Emma's dad. I am behind the camera, and I'm here with Mr. Kevin. He is the head skydiving instructor at Skydive Spaceland. And I think what we're going to do is he's going to walk you through a video where you can see someone jumping out of planes so you can conceptualize it. Then we're going to go look at a couple parachutes. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, how you guys doing? Right on. Well, skydiving seems like a lot of crazy magic stuff, but it's really simple. I'm going to show you this video here. Get things going. So when we were skydiving, we practice on the ground, and these guys are practicing of how to communicate and jump out. You can see how he's arching his back and standing there. Now, he's going to practice how to open his parachute. This little handle here is the handle that makes the parachute come open. When it comes time to open the chute, you just take that handle and you throw it. See this little pouch? The little drag chute is in here. So right now they're practicing on the jump. That's the ground. He says yes. And they're going to go through a skydive. Here's a real jump. And they go, they communicate. Ready, set, go. And they go for a skydive. They went up to 14,000 feet. We go to 14,000 feet because there's only so much oxygen up there. Now, any higher than that, we would have to jump like you see the military guys jump with a big face mask on and with a big oxygen bottle, and it makes it a lot more expensive. So we only go to 14,000 feet due to oxygen reasons in the atmosphere. So these guys are doing their practice jump. He's got a little radio here on his jumpsuit, and just in case he gets lost, he's the student, and this other guy is the instructor. Now they're going to come down to about 6,000 feet, and he's going to open his parachute. Reach back, and he throws that little drag chute out, and makes that parachute come open. Okay, here's another shot of him opening his parachute. Now when the parachute opens, see how it opens and becomes big right away. Now, come on over here. Obviously when it's all packed together, it's all kind of scrunched up. Now when it opens, it stretches out. All right, so if me weighing 190 pounds has a 300 square foot thing, like most cars aren't 300 square feet in size, but a large space that catches the air, you will stop falling. And what happens is the way this is made, it inflates like a big airplane wing, just like we saw on the airplane earlier. And when it inflates, you'll pull on the controls and make the controls turn like you saw in the video. What it does is if you pull on the right control, it turns right. If you pull on the left control, it turns left. If you guys come on in here, we're going to go to look at one of the parachutes that we're working on.
So Kevin is actually a rigger too. He's an instructor and he's a rigger. That means he has an ability to pack your reserve parachute. And so we're in the rigging loft where he does all of his work. And he's got a rig out and he's got one on the floor. What we're going to start with.
So this is a parachute that's fully packed. There's 2 parachutes in here, okay? So this is the parachute that we like to jump all the time. And this little pin holds the parachute in there. Now if I wanted to open my parachute, I would take this drag chute, just like you saw in the video, and I would throw it into the wind. And because we're going 120 miles an hour, this drag chute pulls a parachute out like you saw on the video. So that's our main parachute. Okay? When our main parachute comes open, it stretches from our shoulders. Okay? Stretches from our shoulders and goes up to the parachute. Okay? When we want to pull on the controls, we just reach and grab the little yellow controls, and that makes our parachute turn right and left. Well, if for some reason we had a bad parachute, go ahead and come on over here, Frank. If we had a bad parachute, meaning there was a hole in the parachute or something, we can pull this handle here, which we will release our main parachute. So if I had to get rid of the bad main parachute, I can get rid of that. And there's another parachute packed into our pouch right here. Okay, we have another parachute packed up in here, and this one's sealed so that nobody can go in there and mess around with it.
And this is what you do in here, right? Skydivers pack their own main canopy, but the reserve has to be packed by someone like you who's had special training.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You get to inspect this every 180 days just to make sure that there's nothing wrong with it. It's not moldy or the mouse didn't get in there and make a house.
All right. Now we got a couple of questions that the kids asked. So we're going to pull those out.
How do you let out the pilot chute, parachute? That's how we did that. Now, how does the parachute stop you from falling so quickly? Again, like if you see this parachute here, it's a very large wing, just like an airplane wing. And so when it comes out and inflates, it keeps you from falling so fast. When we open our parachute, when you're learning, you learn by opening your parachute about 6,000 feet, so just a mile above the ground. If you get more experienced or if you have specialized equipment, you can open at, say, 2,000 feet safely on most jumps. The reason we open so high in the air is because if our main parachute doesn't work, then we have time to go to our backup parachute. You guys also asked, how can you breathe up so high? There's only so much oxygen up to 14,000 feet, and then there's from 14,000 feet up, there's very little oxygen. So we just kind of keep in the space where we have the air. There's no bugs up there or anything. All the bugs are near the ground because that's where all our food is. So you don't have to worry about stuff like that. Again, we have our emergency chute, and somebody asked, what's the most dangerous moment or scary? I've been skydiving for almost 30 years now, and a little over 17,000 times I've jumped out of an airplane. I've got a few scary moments, but I'm pretty careful. So I would say it was mostly coming into land when something happened. The parachutes not working doesn't really bother me, but I've had some winds come up really strong and blew me backwards, and I hit the ground kind of hard, and I haven't been hurt doing this, but when the weather came in and it blew me away from where I was supposed to land, that was probably my scariest moment. So as a skydiver, you have to know your equipment. You have to know a little bit about airplanes, and you have to know a lot about weather and when is a good time to jump. Like right now, it's rainy outside, so it's not a good time to jump. But thank you guys for coming out. And anything else you got, Frank?
No, that's it. Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Right on. No problem.
Alrighty. Bye-bye, guys.